I was born in Guatemala, so I was born in a different country. It's not in the United States. My country's name is Guatemala, like I mentioned. It is located in Central America, right underneath Mexico. So when I was 7 years old, maybe about your age, my family and I decided to go on a very long adventure. And we started our journey traveling through Mexico. We took buses and cars. We had to walk. We sometimes ran. And I feel like it was my biggest adventure, maybe the reason why I like to go hiking, why I like to travel, and why I like road trips a lot, because I had that opportunity to do that as a kid. And in Guatemala, children have to work in order to support, to help family pay bills, pay rent, buy food. And so my mom didn't want that for me. She believed in the power of an education, and she wanted me to learn math, to learn how to read, to write. And she knew that probably in Guatemala, I wasn't going to be able to do that. And so I was excited about being given the opportunity to go to college. Weird that happened was that I had culture shock. And so what that means is that I was very shocked at how different life was in the United States. I started living in Denver since the age of 7. And so I was cold all the time because I had never seen the snow. I didn't speak English, so I only spoke Spanish back then. And so I wasn't really able to communicate with a lot of individuals at first. And my first day at school, I went into second grade. And it was really exciting for me because, the reason why I was in the United States and in Denver was because I was going to go to school. And one of the first things that I noticed was I raised my hand and I asked to go to the bathroom. And so the first thing that I did was grab my backpack, because inside of my backpack I had toilet paper, and then I also had my lunch. And the reason why I did that is because in Guatemala, the restrooms are outside. So they are not inside of buildings, and they do not have toilet paper. So you have to bring your toilet paper to school. Learning English, which was very difficult for me because I had only spoken Spanish, and we only spoke Spanish at home. And so I was lucky enough that then I went to a classroom that the teacher spoke Spanish. So it's very important to learn many different languages in case a student um, comes from a different country who might not speak Spanish. So I was very lucky to have my teacher who was bilingual. So I went into high school. I was determined to go to college. That was my biggest goal since I was very little. So I knew my goal was to go to college when I was 7, but I didn't really know what that meant for me because I was still very little. But in high school, there's a point in junior and senior year when you're applying to go into college. You're trying to apply for scholarships, and scholarships is money that helps you be able to pay the fees, be able to pay for college, right? And so I learned that not a lot of scholarships, that I couldn't apply to a lot of scholarships because I was undocumented. It was very difficult trying to obtain help because I was very shy, and I was afraid, and I was scared that not a lot of people understood my story. There were individuals who didn't know what an undocumented person was. There were people who didn't know what an immigrant person was. And so they didn't know how to help me. They wish they knew how to help me, but they had never learned about undocumented students. And so I'm really glad that you are all here learning about what an undocumented immigrant student is, right? So in the future, you are able to, is going to be very persistent, and with a lot of grit, I found people who supported me and who were willing to help me. They were glad that they could help me. and they helped me look for scholarships that didn't have an immigration status. So everyone, no matter of the country where you were born from, the most important thing to know is that even though there were many challenges, I was still able to persist and accomplish some of my dreams. And of course, I'm still working to accomplish others. And I know that you can also do that as well. It's possible.